The race for the Premier League title is about to get even more interesting. It's a North-West derby. It's Liverpool against Manchester United here from Anfield. Welcome everyone and thanks for joining me for another episode of my Manchester United career on FIFA 19. What a game to kick off today's episode. We are now well and truly into the second half of the season. And the big games are going to be coming thick and fast. For Liverpool then, they have Alisson that starts in goal. Van Dijk starts at the back. It's a midfield of Henderson, Fabinho and Keita, with Salah, Firmino and Mane going forwards. We'll have a look at Manchester United's lineup then ahead of this big derby. It's David De Gea that starts in goal. It's Fosu-Mensah at right back. Bay, De Ligt as the two centre-halves and Luke Shaw at left back. In the midfield three, it's Tielemans, Fred, who's been in fantastic form lately, alongside Pogba. And Lingard, Rashford and Martial are the front three that have been absolutely non-stop goal scoring for Manchester United as of late. It hasn't been the best of starts to the 2020. Let's hope United can get back on track with a good result here against Liverpool. Here is Grimaldo. Bombing forwards for Liverpool. He's going to find the run of Sadio Mane here. And Mane's gone down in the penalty area. Appeals for a penalty. And the referee gives nothing as Manchester United look to clear. Here is De Ligt. Finds Martial. He's coming up central. Pogba to Tielemans over the top here for Marcus Rashford. Alisson was off his line quickly. Naby Keita looking to find a way through for Liverpool. He finds Fabinho. He finds Firmino, and what a save. World-class stuff from David De Gea. Do believe Firmino was offside there. You can see just about De Ligt plays him off. Here is Salah now. Hasn't had much of an impact, but he has. Here is his fan Keita, who gets his shot away, and De Gea with another top save. Tielemans. Here is Jesse Lingard. Tielemans again. United playing around Liverpool's shape, but they might find a way through, and they have. From Paul Pogba, who strikes it first time. And he goes and celebrates in front of the Manchester United fans. It's 1-0, first blood here in the North-West derby. 28 minutes on the clock. Great first time passing from United, so fluid. Make it look so easy, and Pogba's finish, absolutely delightful. Just slices that into the net. Kieran Trippier. Liverpool looking to claw their way back into this game. Henderson finds Firmino, and Firmino is denied once again by David De Gea. Look at that for an effort from Firmino. Struck first time. It was going in. Fosu-Mensah looking for Martial at the far post. And he just arrived too late there. Henderson to Salah. And Fred gets in Salah's way. Wins the ball back for United as we'll continue our attack. Here is Bailey. It's Fred. Rashford. Pogba. Already on the score sheet. And makes it 2. He's on for a hat-trick now. Bit of breathing space for Manchester United in this derby. We've only kicked off really for the second half. What a start. Bailey to Fred. To Rashford. To Pogba. And he turns on his right-hand side. And he's well and truly beaten Alisson there. Look at how he swerves that in. Liverpool fans doing their best to urge their team on to get back in this, but United come forwards looking to finish it off, looking to make it 3 through Pogba, who's denied his hat-trick by the post. The danger still lingering though. Luke Shaw on the ball, fending off the challenge of Mo Salah. Does well, whips it in and finds the head of Marcus Rashford. It's 3. It's game over. A Manchester lad, born and bred, scoring against one of United's biggest rivals in Liverpool to win us the 3 points. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? And what a cross. Luke Shaw did so well to get past Mo Salah, and what a header from Rashford. Well, we're going to add insult to injury here. A former Everton lad coming on in Tom Davis for Youri Tielemans. Here is Kieran Trippier now. It's space for Roberto Firmino. And David De Gea stops him yet again. Corner for Liverpool. Mane to take as Liverpool look to get back into this game. Roberto Firmino stopped by David De Gea, and it is poked into the back of the net by Shaqiri. who for some reason is deciding to go ahead and celebrate with his manager Jurgen Klopp instead of picking up the ball and get this game restarted as quick as possible. It's 3-1 here, and there's not long to go before that final whistle. Why he's done that, I don't know, but there we go. They are right back in it. Shaqiri has had such an impact on this game since coming on here in the second half, and here he is again, finds Chamberlain, and Liverpool for some reason have woken up. It's finally all over here at Anfield, and it's finished Liverpool 1, Manchester United 3. A huge 3 points go to Manchester United. What a win, and what a performance by the Manchester United captain Paul Pogba today. 2 goals to his name. Was the creative anchor for United today in midfield, and what a win. This will certainly go a long way in the league. Well, here is the league table then as it currently stands after that 3-1 away win to Liverpool. We are still topped by 2 points. Spurs heavily breathing down our neck, and we've got a showdown with Spurs very soon. Can't wait for that. At Old Trafford, it's going to be one hell of a game, as I really need to beat them after they thrashed us 4-0 earlier this season. You can see Chelsea up into the top 4 now. They are in 4th. Man City dropped to 5th. They're level on points though with Chelsea. You can see though that Arsenal did beat Man City 1-0 at the Emirates. Well, that was our final game of January against Liverpool. So seeing that we are coming to the end of the month, it's probably best that we do a bit of a squad report. So up first, Sergio Romero has featured in some of our domestic games. Well, he's only featured in the Carabao Cup, putting a decent shift there. It's just unfortunate he had to concede 3 against West Ham in that second leg of the semi-finals. And now that Joel Pereira is back from injury, I'm thinking it's time for Sergio Romero to move on. We've got no more domestic cup competitions to play this season. He's not going to get much first team now, as David De Gea will, of course, be first pick. I'm thinking with Romero putting in his transfer request, it's probably best we move him on and focus on developing Pereira as best as we can. Moving on to our defence, everything ticking over just nicely at the moment since changing that formation from the 3-4-3 to the back 4. You know, bringing in Fosu Mensah, phasing him in to the first team, just like FIFA 18, is becoming a first teamer, someone that we can rely on. And it's inevitable for Valencia to eventually be phased out. Maybe he's someone that we can call up to the team every now and then for maybe a big game here and there. But going forwards, first team week in, week out, I don't see Valencia featuring that much. As Tuanzebe, of course, will be in action as well for United at some point, maybe towards the end of the season, and without doubt for the majority of next season. Now, Diogo Dalot, as you know, we started with that new formation this season. He took Valencia out of the team. We've been working on his attributes in training week in, week out. He's up to an overall of 80. As you can see, he's been fantastic for United. And Eric Bailly didn't start the season off well for him. Wasn't even injured. I just wasn't picking him since I was using that formation of the back 3. And with Harry Maguire going out injured, Lindelof stepped up perfectly. And there just didn't seem to be any room for Bailly, seeing that we had De Ligt come in the summer. But I gave Bailly another chance, and he's been brilliant since. And there just doesn't seem to be any room now for Harry Maguire. It seems so harsh, seeing that he was my number 1 priority last season in the summer to bring in. And he was brilliant last year. But Eric Bailly just seems to have taken over completely at the back. And him alongside De Ligt has been absolute rock solid. Speaking of Harry Maguire, since getting that injury which saw him out for 8 weeks, it's had a huge impact on his season. His performances, they just haven't been up to scratch. They haven't been as good as they were last year, which is why I'm slowly easing him back into action instead of putting him in straight at the deep end since coming back from injury. And that's why he hasn't featured as much as he was last year. So we've got to refine that form for him. Now, speaking of form, one player that's really stuck out, that's really broke out into the team this season is Fred. At the age of 26, he's been brilliant. I started the season just using him for games in the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup as well, and you can see how well he performed in the Carabao Cup. 6 appearances, 4 goals. It's been brilliant, and his overall is going up by 1 to 84. And I think those performances in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup certainly warranted a place or a chance in the first team for some of our bigger games in the Premier League, and also the Champions League coming up soon against Roma. And let's see how well he can handle that. So that's something for you guys to watch out for. Tom Davies hasn't had the best of seasons since signing last year. Last year was certainly stand out for him compared to this year. Hasn't really been able to start as many games since I brought in Tielemans because he's performed so well. I mean, Tielemans, well, what can I say? 21 starts in the Premier League, 7 goals, 4 assists. Overall rating in all competitions is 7.7. Him alongside Paul Pogba, the creativity is just through the roof. If you're doing a career mode with United or whoever, get Tielemans. He's just so easy, so simple to use on FIFA, and those long shots, incredible, absolutely immense. Every time he gets the ball, you just think, well, what can I do from this range? Let's give it a go. And 9 times out of 10, always seems to pay off. And now Pogba, I do use him on the left side of a midfield of 3. Some would say his best position. I do like to have him roaming through midfield and closing down as much as possible. And looking at his attributes, I think he's hit a bit of a plateau. His performances, he's coasting. But, you know, I'm okay with that because he's been world class over these the last 2 seasons. Angel Gomez, I do want to quickly note, him alongside Tahith Chong, they've been brilliant. They're advancing well. They're performing well in the games that they have featured in. And I think it's only really a matter of time before they start getting regular first-team football. Although, you know, I think it's still a bit of a risk, especially for someone like Angel Gomez. I think using Gomez, I'm going to have a formation like the 4-2-3-1 that will allow me to have a number 10. Although playing out wide, I can see him getting trampled all over, especially in some of the big games. You know, if we come up against a team like Juve and they've got Chiellini in the team, they're going to trample all over him. Or if we come up against someone like Bayern Munich and they've got Hummels playing, they're just going to cut right through Angel Gomez, which is where his agility comes in, and it's world class. But we'll have to wait and see. I might give it a try, maybe in pre-season, and see how well he gets on coming up against a player like Hummels and so on. Now, Marcus Rashford, what a season he's having for Manchester United. Just like Harry Maguire's situation, Romelu Lukaku was out injured for 8 weeks, and Rashford stepped up to the plate, and he's done it in such style. He's scored so many goals. He's really cemented a place in the first team, scoring 14 goals in 28 games. And he's, of course, thankful for the likes of Martial and Jesse Lingard. That front 3, those 3, the 3 musketeers for United, they have been brilliant. We're just playing such brilliant football in the final thirds. So free, so stylish. And I admit, I'm finding it difficult finding a place for Lukaku at the moment, who was our top goal scorer last season. So, transfer deadline day, we've got 6 hours remaining, and we've had a big deal go through. It's Sergio Ramos, who joins his former Real Madrid teammate Cristiano Ronaldo at Italian outfit Juventus for 37.4 million. Juve, wow, they are looking strong, and no doubt they're going to be starting Ramos in the later stages of the Champions League. I can see us getting drawn against Juve. It's just got to happen, hasn't it? And what a game that will be. If only Cup Tide was a thing on FIFA, maybe for FIFA 20. We'll have to wait and see. It needs to happen because it's real life. It's what happens in real life. Sebastian Coates has also moved to Wolfsburg. As I mentioned earlier, Sergio Romero has put in a transfer request, and we've had a bid put in from West Ham for 7.4 million. Why they want Romero? Don't know. I mean, they have Fabianski, they have Adrian. Adrian's been brilliant, but I'm going to go ahead and accept. Everton really doing the business in this January transfer window. They're not messing around. They've just completed the signing of Paco Alcacer from Barcelona for 19.3 million. Keep in mind, they've already signed Kovacic as well from Real Madrid. Well, I feel as though I'd be letting you guys down if I don't do any business in the transfer window. So we're going after Sam Lammers from PSV. He's been billed as the next Ruud van Nistelrooy. maybe that'll be the case in this save, and it'll be interesting to get him into the team, although this is a long-term project for Lammers. There's the headlines then. There is the confirmation that Sam Lammers has moved from PSV to Manchester United for £5 million. I know I said it's difficult for me to find a place for Romelu Lukaku, and it's going to be even more so to find a place for Sam Lammers, but this is a long-term project. It's a process, and we're going to see where it takes us, and I didn't really feel as though we needed to strengthen any other area in the team, especially in January. It's a sad day. I hate seeing Sergio Romero go. He's definitely one of, he was one of our best backup keepers, but he's left. He was unhappy at United. He wasn't getting much first team football, and he's now gone and joined West Ham. Just an hour to go then of the window here in January, and look at that window for Everton. They've brought in Rudiger, Kovacic and Alcacer. They've spent 95 million, and they've sold Kenny Sigurdsson and Tosun. And Tosun, as you remember, was pretty much their top goal scorer last season before they sent him out on loan. For Manchester United then, we've only brought in Lammers and we've sold Romero, and Borthwick Jackson has gone out on loan. And there we have it. That's it for the January transfer window. That's it for this episode. Just the one game, which was against Liverpool, but there's plenty more to come in the next one. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching.